Hi there, folks. Mr. Uman here. Sorry I couldn't be there with you today. So first of all, I just want to wish and hope that all of you have a great break. And hopefully I'll see you in the hallways and in different things before that. So what I need you to do first is to go to Canvas and import Secret Codes Part 2. Secret Codes Part 2, go ahead and download that or import that into GoodNotes. I'll invite whoever is subbing to pause the video and wait until everyone's ready. Okay, now that you have it imported, I'm going to ask that you take 2 minutes to do the @bash cipher. And if you remember the @bash, it was where you are words are mapped to their opposites. So you've got two words right here to go ahead and decrypt. Go ahead and give that a shot, and let's say 2 minutes for this activity, and let's see if we can get some answers. If you can pause the video here. All right, if you did this correctly, now hopefully you saw that I did one of these wrong, because the first one is Go Bulls. Yes, I love the Bulls, but I also hate them as well. And the second one I actually spelled wrong. It should have said decrypt, but I think I put decrypt. I don't know what decrypt is. Anyways, now that you have done the @bash as a warm-up, I would like to have you take 5 minutes to try these two Caesar ciphers. Remember, there's 3 ways to solve a Caesar. As we've talked about before, you could move to the left by 5. You could move to the right by 21, right? Because 21 plus 5 is 26. Or you could set up an alphabet underneath the letters that could match up. Now, just to clarify, when you set up that alphabet underneath, what you're going to want to do is, what you're going to want to do is count over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't count the A itself, and then set up your new alphabet, okay? So that being said, let's say 3 to maybe 4 minutes instead of 5 minutes to solve these. If you could stop the video here. All right, if you have solved those, whoever is covering the class can take volunteers, but the first one is winter break. Second one is wear a mask. And I think I made this during the pandemic, so it was very relevant back then. But let's now move on. So right here on the 3rd page is something called the Vigenère cipher. Oops, I just closed mine down. The Vigenère cipher was made to combat how weak the Caesar was, because with the Caesar, if you knew how many letters the shift was, it was easy. So this person, I forgot his first name, something Vigenère, said, why don't we make a cipher where instead of a number, we give them a word? Okay, so in this case, our keyword is Romans, and I would shift by each letter is a different shift amount, right? So whatever the number in the alphabet, the R is, I don't know, maybe it's the 13th letter, you would shift the first one by 13. Then whatever the O is, you shift by that amount, and so on and so forth. Now that's a little bit complicated, so he made this table, and hopefully this table will help you understand. Over on the left side of the table, you can write keyword, so this is where your key is going to be, and up at the top, you're going to put unencrypted, or just put regular word, regular. Here's how it works. You take the first letter in your keyword, which in this case is R for Romans, and you match it up with the first letter in the encrypted word. And what you got to do, which in that case is Z. So what I'll do in this case, let's see, make it a little bit thicker. Okay, so find the R on the keyword side, go up to the letter Z, and then slide up. And now in my regular words, that matches to the letter I. So down here, I'm actually putting my unencrypted word begins with I. Okay, same thing on the second letter. Is I'm going to now take the O and match it up with the second letter, which is Z. So I find my O over on the key. And again, I'm hunting for a Z, and that will take me, if I go up there, that takes me to an L. So now I've got an L as my second letter, I-L. Your job is to try to do number 1. So if you can pause the video, and then in about 3 or 4 minutes, let's see if you can get number 1. If you did number 1 correctly, it came out to I love football, which I absolutely do. And I'm still not sure whether Justin Fields should be the quarterback of the Bears, but that's a different point. If you were on your way, that's great. Try to do this second one. Again, you're going to have to kind of reset your Visionaire table. Reset your table, erase everything, and like we did before, your Q matches up with T. Okay, so I'm going to have my Q match up, find T, and then go all the way up, and that starts with D. Okay, so I've got a D as my first one there. Pause the video, please. Let's give the students maybe 3 or 4 minutes, or depending on how it's going in class. Let's see if anyone can get that. All right, if you did that, this came out to do you understand? And hopefully you do. All right, last but not least, we're going to learn a little bit of binary. And if you've ever heard of that word, binary actually is not computer science-y. Binary just means 2 choices, right? So binary, they decided, computer engineers decided to use binary as the number system for computers. And why? Well, let's read this. In order to input, output, store, and process information, computers needed to represent it first. Engineers used the tools they had at hand, which was wires carrying electricity. It's easy to tell if a wire does or doesn't have electricity flowing through it, so engineers needed a system based on 2 states of electricity, on or off. Okay? So in your computer, the letter A is represented by wires that are on, off, 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 and on. So that's 7 wires with an on and an on at the very ends. That's how you represent A. And then you can see all the following letters here. Your job is to go to this page, the challenge. I think it's easiest if you screenshot this key right here and then split screen it next to your challenge right here. Your job is to use the key to solve challenge 1 and 2. You don't have to move on to challenge 3. But challenge 1 and 2. And the way that you're going to want to do this is we saw that each letter is represented with 7, 3, 6, 7, 7 on-off wires, right? So I'm going to go ahead and split this up into groups of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Split it there. 3, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7. Let's keep going. 3, 6, 7. Oh, this one goes into 2 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7. 3, 6, 7. Take a look at your table. Which letter has on, off, 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 and on? Which letter? And you can share that with the teacher right now. Share that with each other. Well, the letter that I found was C. It has on, 4 offs, and 2 ons. So this first letter underneath here is the letter C. Okay? If you go to this one right here, on, off, on. Take a look at your table there. On, off, on. Which one matches up with it? You can share with the teacher. It is the letter S. This is going to come out to a real word or real statement. I'm going to give you all 5 minutes to try to do number 1 and number 2. Don't shout it out and ruin it for everyone. Go ahead and give that a shot. Please pause the video and come back to find the solution for both. Actually, you'll also want to do the same for this. In this case, it's a dog and a cat. So I got 7 of these, and the dog face is a on and the cat face is an off. So go ahead and try to do this one as well and come back in about 4 or 5 minutes. All right, if you did this correctly, it came out to CSROCKS, which is CS rocks. Yes, it absolutely does. Computer science rocks. This one, I think I misdid it or miscounted, but you should have had pizza. Raise your hand if you were on the right track for either of those. Oh, great. I can't see virtually, but at least I'm hoping that you were all on the right track. The last challenge that I have for you is to slide down here. You're going to skip number 3. You're going to create a puzzle. You're going to create your own binary system. You could have 1 represent on and 0 represent off, like computers do. If you want to make, star represent on and, I don't know, circle represent off, your job is to come up with a word and encrypt it. Notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can fit 1 letter here, 1 letter here, and this could fit up to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 letters. So if you want to make a letter or a phrase or a word or a phrase, for example, if I wanted to put hello, and if I was going to do zeros, ones and zeros, well, I would do this as 1 and 0. So I'd look back up and say, what is the letter H? Well, it looks like it is 1001000. Okay, so my H is 1001000. Okay, that's my H. Then I go up and find my E, and 1, 3 offs, on, off, on. Okay, so it's 1, 3 offs, on, off, on. If there is enough time, let's say 5 minutes to make your word or phrase. If there's enough time, I'm going to invite you, and up to the teacher's discretion, to find a partner in the class, or 2 or 3. If only 1 person was able to finish their word, what you're going to do is you're going to airdrop. You're going to screenshot just this page right here, airdrop it to that person, and see if you can decrypt it. Again, that depends on how much time you have in class. Enjoy that activity, and I will see you when you get back from break. Have a great break and enjoy this activity.